Well, tonight, an Indianapolis man is facing charges of causing a deadly crash while intoxicated and then leaving the scene.
Our Rich Nye today talked to the prosecutor about the legal implications and complications of this case, and he also has reaction from the victim's family after waiting more than a year for charges to be filed in the case.
This is what was left of a Honda Accord after a head-on collision with a pickup truck on Southport Road near Little Oak Lane. The crash on December 23, 2023, killed 20-year-old Avery May, who was driving the Accord. His girlfriend, Riley White, was seriously injured. A grand jury has now indicted Bradley Woods on 21 charges, including failure to remain at the scene of an accident, OWI causing death or serious bodily injury, reckless homicide, and criminal recklessness.
One of the reasons this case went to a grand jury is debate about whether the driver who caused the crash met his legal obligation to stay at the scene.
Certainly there was some evidence to suggest that maybe people were present for some period of time but maybe left. This was an area of, probably first impression. The facts of this case kind of lended itself to presenting it in front of 6 random members of the community and saying this is what took place. What charges do you think are appropriate?
Wood's wife, Paige, is also charged with obstruction of justice for apparently helping her husband leave the scene of the crash before a blood draw was taken. May's mother provided this statement. It's been a long and excruciating 448 days for all of us waiting for an arrest. Although we are painfully sad that we even have to travel through all this carnage, we are relieved to finally see a hint of justice.
We want to encourage people to remain on scenes when these types of incidents happen. Make sure that you try to cooperate with the police as best as you can, because if you don't, unfortunately, a lot of times people face more significant charges.
In this case, now 12 felony charges against the driver who allegedly caused the deadly crash. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Police arrested Bradley and Paige Woods this past weekend. They then posted bond. They'll make their very first court appearance on these charges tomorrow morning.
And developing tonight, a 50-year-old woman is under arrest in Seattle, Washington, accused of the murders of 2 Lafayette women. U.S. Marshals arrested Cyan Vargas over the weekend, and Lafayette police tell us Vargas knew both of the victims and had a prior relationship with 34-year-old LaPortia Chenette. Marshals arrested Vargas on 2 counts of murder, obstruction of justice, and false informing in the deaths of Chenette and 28-year-old Kadisha Ross. Police found their bodies in Chenette's apartment earlier this month.
Tonight, an Indianapolis man is now facing charges. He's accused of a deadly overdose. Metro police say they also found nearly 80 grams of fentanyl and tens of thousands of dollars of cash on him. So take a look. Metro police sharing these pictures with us online. Officials say that one of these images here shows the 77 grams of fentanyl that they found on the suspect. The other shows that pile $30,000 of cash. Police also say they found a loaded gun. Now, the suspect in the case, 29-year-old Shane Johns, is accused of dealing the drugs, which they say led to the man's death toward the end of December. So now he's charged with dealing a controlled substance resulting in death. He also faces an obstruction of justice charge. That's because officers say he tried to get away from them as they tried to arrest him last month. And a video taken at a jazz club here in Indianapolis over this past weekend now is getting millions and millions of views online.
You may have even seen it by now. A woman says she was told to leave the bar all because of her political views.
So what's going on here? We wanted to know more. So our Lauren Kostick talked to the business owner who says, you know what? There's more to the story.
2 conflicting stories of what happened here at this Mass Ave bar Friday night. The woman who shot the video claims she was kicked out for being a Trump supporter, but the bar claims she harassed an employee.
I have a question.
No, we're not answering questions. Get out of the bar.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
The 36-second video posted to Instagram and now shared all over social media shows an interaction between a customer and an employee at the Chatterbox Jazz Club. When the confrontation escalated, the bartender can be seen stomping a baseball bat on the floor.
I'm not around. Get out of my bar.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump hat.
Yes.
On Monday, the bar owner spoke with 13 News. He says someone in the group intentionally misgendered and harassed his employee. He believes the person recording the video was baiting the worker.
And so what's on the camera is true. We felt very threatened, and that was the important part, but it was set up first. And it was just so vile, so vile.
At 6, hear why this bar believes they were targeted and also find out the legal rights businesses have if someone's kicked out and comes back. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
All right, some other questions there. 13 News reached out to the woman who took the video but has not heard back yet. We will let you know if we do. Ladies?
Thanks so much, Felicia. It's now 5:05. Let's take a look live downtown. Really looks beautiful out there. Blue skies and sunny, and you go outside and you're like, oh, where's my coat?
Yes.
Left it in the office because it's 50 degrees, and that 50 feels cold today, Angela.
Compared to the 60s, the 70s, the near
Yes.
80 we had last week. Yes, I agree. I needed my heavy coat on my walk this morning. You'll need the jacket again tomorrow morning, but we are going to increase those temperatures over the next couple of days from the 40s and 50s where we are now into the 60s and 70s. 52 in Indianapolis. We have 49 in Tipton and Crawfordsville, Brown County as well, and currently 51 degrees Bunker Hill. Lots of sunshine right now. Skies will stay clear this evening. Temperatures may actually still go up a couple of degrees before the sun sets later this evening. So we'll keep those numbers relatively mild as we head into the next several hours. And that is some good news as we head into the rest of this evening. Nothing weather-wise to slow you down. However, you will need that jacket early tomorrow morning. Under clear skies, most of us will drop into the low 40s by early tomorrow. Dry roads for that Tuesday morning drive. You'll need the jacket early tomorrow, but you'll also need the sunglasses tomorrow afternoon. A big jump on the way into the 70s, but as we look ahead to the middle part of the week, rain chances return. I'll have that timeline in your forecast.
Angela, thank you so much. And storms across the country over the weekend caused a lot of flight delays and cancellations for Hoosiers headed out on spring break.
Oh, that's so frustrating. You know, you get all loaded up and then it's like, wait. So the good news is that a lot of those cancellations and delays by this time have cleared. We did see dozens this morning of delays when we stopped by the airport. And here's a look at the video, the lines to go through security. These images shot this morning bright and early at 5 a.m.
Yeah, dark and early. So many people told us their flights were on time, but some families we spoke with had to wait a few extra hours to board. We also talked with several students on the IU swim team who got left behind Sunday after their flight with the team got overbooked.
I think the worst part about it was that our bags are in Seattle, so we only have our backpacks, honestly, though we don't have very much, so we had to ask the hotel for a lot of stuff. And not being with our team isn't easy as young girls.
They want to be where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
As always, you are encouraged to get to the airport 2 hours ahead of your flight.
Now to the State House. Property tax relief for Hoosiers is a big topic this legislative session.
Well, today, hundreds of Hoosiers upset about how much they pay are making their voices heard, rallying at the State House in front of Governor Braun. 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker tells us what he told the crowd.
Yeah, the governor told those gathered that they would have real property tax relief by the end of this session. And he told the crowd if lawmakers didn't know that Hoosiers wanted property tax relief reform by now, they certainly would know it after today. Governor Mike Braun rolled up his sleeves Monday, signaling the work on property tax relief isn't over yet. Lawmakers in the House are refining the details of their tax relief proposal. The governor's original plan called for cutting property taxes by $1 billion. That was changed in the Senate's version. In that proposal, property taxes wouldn't go down. They just wouldn't grow as much year to year. The House's version would reduce property taxes, but not as much as the governor's plan, shifting the property tax burden from homeowners to businesses. It also shifts the revenue stream to pay for local services from property taxes to local income taxes. Governor Braun told the hundreds gathered he asked state government to cut back, and local governments can find cost savings too.
You can ask for legitimate costs to be covered and a reasonable growth quotient because we want our school districts, we want our local governments to be healthy. That doesn't mean you take your bills up by 50%, double, sometimes triple. That means you cover that, you make that case. We'll land this plane in a good place that gives real relief, keeps our governments healthy where we want them to be.
And the governor has said that he would veto any version of property tax relief that lawmakers pass that he didn't like, or he would call a special session. But he has also said that he believes that lawmakers can reach some kind of version of relief that everyone can be happy with. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to hear from some of the Hoosiers that were here in this crowd today. There was a lot of folks that were angry about the amount that their property taxes have gone up in the past several years, and we'll tell you what they had to say about that and their message for lawmakers. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.